25 years ago, when King Mswati III presented to the nation his vision of transforming Eswatini into a first world country by 2022, it probably did not seem pragmatic, realistic, or attainable. The King's vision was of a first world country where all citizens are able to sustainably pursue their life goals, enjoy lives of value and dignity in a safe and secure environment, with equitable access to sufficient resources, education, health, food security, and quality infrastructure and services, as well as good governance. The King's vision was an aspirational call to Mswati to imagine, to dream, to hope, to strive for, and eventually to become better than ever before. This is the story of Vision 2022. Welcome to Eswatini, the land of enduring mountains that is still widely known by the anglicized name of Swaziland, a linguistic souvenir of British colonial rule. The country gained its independence on the 6th of September 1968. Mountains are not the only thing that is enduring in Eswatini. Centuries-old Swazi customs have endured too, along with traditional laws that are blended into a unique political system which consists of a monarchy with constitutional provisions. A significant number of Mswati are proud custodians of the past, standing as sentries over traditional practices and celebrating their culture through annual events such as Umhlanga, the reed dance, and other festivals which still attract thousands. Eswatini is a landlocked territory in southern Africa, measuring 17,364 square kilometers in size. With its population of 1.1 million, it is bordered by Mozambique to the northeast and virtually surrounded by South Africa to its north, west, south, and southeast. Eswatini has a governance model that blends its traditional laws with modern systems of governance. Traditional hierarchies of leadership, such as 334 chiefdoms, coexist with elected members of parliament who are voted into office in 59 constituencies known as Tinkundla. There are two capital cities in Eswatini, namely Lobamba, which is the royal and legislative capital, and Mbabane, the administrative one. Eswatini is a developing country that is regarded as a lower middle-income economy. The kingdom has come a long way, but the journey has not been without challenges. At the tail end of Vision 2022, the global COVID-19 pandemic has not spared Eswatini. In a country where a vast majority of businesses can be categorized as micro and small enterprises, the impact was devastating. The government announced measures aimed at assisting individuals and businesses that were economically impacted. Nonetheless, trouble was brewing on the horizon. In mid-2021, civil unrest erupted, resulting in the tragic loss of life, extensive damage to property, and unprecedented disruption of the peace. Against the backdrop of these challenges, King Mswati III's Vision 2022 and all it aspires to accomplish can seem like an indulgence. And yet, a range of capital projects initiated under Vision 2022, which have vastly improved the lives of Mswati, are anything but an indulgence. Across the length and breadth of Eswatini, Vision 2022 is the driving force transforming 8 focus areas, which are electricity, telecommunications, education, infrastructure, agriculture, water, energy, and health. The country's national electricity access currently exceeds 80%, and rural access is pegged at 72%. With over 138 rural electrification projects currently underway across various constituencies, more than 50,000 communities will enjoy a much higher quality of life. Not only has the electrification drive accelerated domestic livelihoods and increased opportunities for income generation and security in rural areas, it has transformed lifestyles. One can encounter imposing mansions and suburban homes sprouting on hilltops or sprawling across mountain slopes. Telecommunications infrastructure has enhanced connectivity and the high mobile connection rate, currently sitting at 97.3%, attests to the remarkable growth within the sector. Recent statistics indicate that nearly half the population, 47% to be specific, are internet users. Eswatini has invested in infrastructure development to the value of millions of US dollars. These funds have fast-tracked the rehabilitation of institutions of learning from primary to tertiary level. Numerous capital projects across various ministries have been driven by a desire to ensure infrastructural development that lives up to the aspirations articulated in Vision 2022. Government has invested extensively in the development of infrastructure with the construction of an international airport, as well as the renovation of a national stadium, to mention a few. Despite the mountainous terrain, the road networks have continued to expand, whilst construction of modern conveniences in the form of malls and hotels has progressed remarkably. International fast food franchises, whose presence is often equated with economic progress, are a common sight in Eswatini's major cities. In the agricultural sector, the government has improved water supply to small-scale farmers, whilst also providing boreholes, dip tanks, and constructing dams. Access to clean water has vastly improved the quality of life, particularly in rural areas where the majority of Mswati reside. The forms of water provision have ranged from building water reserves, installation of water supply tanks, domestic use supply, and irrigation. Eswatini government has spent over $1 billion in water provision, benefiting the health and education sectors and communities. Around 2016, Eswatini had the highest prevalence of HIV among adults aged 15 to 49 in the world, 27.2%. In December 2020, Eswatini became the first country in Africa to achieve the United Nations HIV targets. The 95-95-95 goal directs that by 2030, 95% of people would be aware of their HIV status, 95% of affected people would be on treatment, and 95% of those on treatment would be virally suppressed. Eswatini reached this goal 10 years before the target year of 2030. The government has invested in the construction and expansion of public health facilities and clinics, whilst ensuring that staff housing is prioritized to afford health personnel better conditions of service. Despite what has been achieved so far, there is much more that can be done. Eswatini enjoys the confidence of some of the world's leading brands that have their Africa headquarters tucked away in the small town of Matsapa, which is best known for being an industrial hub. Matsapa is home to Coca-Cola, where its concentrate is developed. It is also home to the chocolate giant Mondelez International and to Kellogg's cereal. Despite the civil unrest, Eswatini was still ranked the 69th most peaceful country in the world and 11th in Africa in the 2021 Global Peace Index. It has enjoyed relative economic stability through the Southern African Customs Union, SACU. On the tourism front, Eswatini has, traditionally, had a reputation of being a stable country and a hub of rich cultural carnivals, offering a unique royal experience to visitors. Leading travel guide Africa Wanderlust's Eswatini Guide describes the kingdom as one of the friendliest countries and highlights cultural activities and the monarchy as some of the standout country facts. Although Eswatini is not yet a first world country, it has made great strides in its pursuit of Vision 2022. The question now is, will Eswatini dare to dream beyond 2022? And if it does, how far into the future will it set its sights?